What's up, everyone? Welcome to an exciting Fandom Fights singles match. It is the first of 5 singles matches to which the winner will be put in a 5-way number 1 contender match at the beginning of next year. So match 1 of 5 coming at you right now. It is Cameron Holzmann versus Nico Regoli. Pretty interesting matchup here. Cameron made it to the semifinals of the summer tournament. That's the last time we saw him. Nico went out in round 2, but had a great showing, good enough to get him into this sort of 10-person picture we've got going here. So it should be exciting. I'll leave the talking to the competitors as we get into the promos right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you if you've heard this story before. Nico Regoli faces somebody who has a million different accolades in a million different divisions and or leagues. And on paper, seems like I'm supposed to be the guy who loses. But what usually ends up happening? I end up surprising you. I end up surprising myself. It's happened before. Could very well happen again here tonight. That I have another upset win that just blows everyone's minds, including my own. Will that happen tonight? We shall see. Cameron, you and I don't think we've ever played one-on-one before. We've definitely played in teams. We've definitely played in a couple multi-person matches, but I think this is our first one-on-one encounter, and I am excited for it. Like I said before, you're a great competitor. You've got a lot of accolades under your belt. You've challenged for a million titles under the sun. But again, I like to play the spoiler. Will I do that today? Let's see.
What's up, Cam? How's it going?
I'm doing good. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me ask if you've heard this one before. Nico Regoli loses a match. I think we've heard it many a time, but no, in all seriousness, I'm excited. I'm here to have fun. It's the earliest I have ever filmed the match because it is noon. I'm tired, but no, this is going to be fun. Like, I have a curse or a blessing, as depending on how you might see it, in both Fandom singles and in Warzone teams, where there's kind of only 2 people I can ever lose to. In Warzone teams, me and Coho, we can only lose to Second Reel in the Concept. They're the only teams we've ever lost to. In Fandom singles, I can only lose to Tyler Butler and Timber Kala. Now, I'm no expert, but Nico Regoli's name is not Timber Kala or Tyler Butler.
I think the math checks out there. I think so. Anyway, but yeah, look, you've played in a million Fandom matches before. You did great in tournaments. Now this is to get into that number 1 contenders match, get to a title shot next season. So this is your final stop this year in singles. Let's go out on a high note. This wheel is much worse for Nico than it is for you. So let's make it happen. Man, let's make it man. Let's play.
Those were certainly some promos, and I enjoyed them. They were quite right. I did notice Cameron has 4 losses, and I just realized 2 of them are to Tyler Butler, 2 of them are to Timber Kala. So that math checks out, and Nico has certainly played the upset before. He did it in round 1 of the tournament just a few short months ago. So should be an exciting match, but without any further ado, let us get into that match right now with round number 1. Here's how round number 1 is going to work. You're going to get 10 questions in the realm of Fandom Fights. You will have 15 seconds to write your answer down on the board. At the end of 15 seconds, I will say pens down. You will reveal your answer and say it aloud. You will have 3 repeats, 1 challenge for the entirety of the match. And should you get all 10 questions correct in round number 1, you will receive a bonus question. Any questions before we get into round number 1?
Where'd you get that Wally shirt?
I don't know. Target? Am I going to get? All right. Your first question comes in the category of horror icons. Which Nightmare on Elm Street film features Freddy Krueger's biological daughter? I don't have one of these, meaning like a biological daughter. I don't have one of those. I don't have a daughter of any kind, actually. No need to preface it because, don't have one. Don't have responsibility in general. It's pretty great. My life is awesome. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Cameron.
Said A Nightmare on Elm Street, The Dream Child, and I'm realizing now I forgot the number, and I hope that's okay.
And Nico. who is staring at me. Interestingly, that is quite the face to be frozen on. Well, folks, heartbreaker of a time here. Nico had the correct answer, but based on precedent, he was cut out for just too long. His internet cut out. He left the stream. We just can't give him the point. Otherwise, we open a whole can of worms there. So the correct answer was Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare, but we will have to move on to question number 2. Score is 0-0. The next question comes in the category of Fandom Oscars. How many Oscars did Road to Perdition win? It's cool because Perdition, I believe, is the name of a place, and they're going there in the movie, but it also like means something like beyond just a place, like it's a word, real metaphorical in that way. So, you know, get people making art. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will start Nico.
2. And
Cameron.
I think it's just cinematography. 1.
It is just the 1. 1 is correct. Cameron will take the first lead, 1-0. As we get to the third question, which comes in the category of Planet of the Apes. Who directed Rise of the Planet of the Apes?
Oh, crap.
Now it's my favorite time to talk about how doesn't the dawn happen and then it rises. Like the break of dawn is right when you see the sun, and then the sun going into the air is it rising. So why would rising? We all know that war comes at the end. That's fair. But
when are we getting Breaking Dawn Part 1 of the Planet of the Apes?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Start with Cameron.
Rupert Wyatt.
And Nico.
I couldn't remember his name.
Rupert Wyatt is the correct answer. Cameron takes a 2-0 lead. As you get to the next question, it comes in the category of fandom quotes. Which Star Wars character said the quote, "I'm a big deal in the Resistance"? I don't want to like toot my own horn, but like I'm kind of a big deal at Domino's, and I deliver those pizzas real well.
Have you ever had to face that Noid on your journeys to houses?
No, they reintroduced it recently, and I find it very strange. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Nico.
Finn.
And Cameron.
I changed from Poe to Finn at the last second.
Finn is correct. So Nico gets on the board 3-1. We get to the next question, which comes in the category of YA dystopia. What is the only YA dystopian film where the lead character does not kiss someone? Yep. Interesting question. Sensitive subject matter, but hey, I could be asking you about who's getting naked in all the Friday the 13th movies, because that's what they do every second, every other scene. It's someone dies and someone is naked. Believe me, could be worse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Start with Cameron.
The Maze Runner.
And Nico.
I also had the Maze Runner.
The Maze Runner is correct. Cameron leads 4-2. As we get to the next question, which comes in the category of Pixar. Your question is, what is the last name of the Incredible family in The Incredibles? I started writing before I finished. I could have said in Finding Dory. They don't know.
They are an incredible family.
You can just kibosh the countdown.
I don't think Dory has a last name. No, Nico, you might have the wrong answer, and then at the last second be like, oh, I need to change it. And then you'd be like, oh, I did. Anyway, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Start with Cameron.
Because it's a pun, because like par is average, but they're incredible.
Nico.
What I fail to reach a lot of the time in golf, a par.
Very fair. Piggybacking on Holtzmann's joke a little bit there, but that's all right. The score is 5-3. As we get to the next question, which comes in the category of Middle Earth. How does Thorin light the forges in the depths of Erebor in the desolation of Smaug? I'm not going to use any other words to describe the question. I'll just say I've never forged anything. Oh, like in the metalworking sense or in like the illegal sense?
Actually, repeat the question. Repeat the question.
Sure. That is Nico's first repeat. The question again. How does Thorin light the forges in the depths of Erebor in the desolation of Smaug? Yeah, nope, never forged nothing. I was sick one day and I was like, I could write a doctor's note that's fake, but I didn't. And my teacher still was mad at me that I wasn't in class, but you know, they took the moral high ground. 5.
Catch if you can, you fold it in half, you put it in your pocket.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll start with Nico.
Get Smaug to breathe this fire.
Cameron.
He makes Smaug breathe fire on it.
That is correct. We can accept both of those answers. Score is 6-4 as we move into the next question, which comes in the category of DreamWorks animation. Who voices Minion in Megamind?
Oh shit.
Let's see here. What to say about this one? Minion, probably the greatest character in a movie ever referred to as a minion. You know, there's another series of films.
Oh, Spy Kids, yeah.
Yeah, no. It's time, the little yellow, one-eyed things. If I ever met one in person, I'd probably punt it as far as I could. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Cameron.
David Cross.
And Nico.
Oh, I had the wrong bald guy. I had Paul Scheer.
All right. David Cross is the correct answer. Cameron widening his lead 7-4. As we get to the penultimate question, which comes in the category of Disney animation. Which Disney animated film features a villain named Percival McLeach, an animal poacher? You know, since we were talking about crimes earlier with like forging stuff, I've also never been an animal poacher, so put that one right up on my resume.
Of Grindelwald,
right? It's my first line on my resume. Not an animal poacher. Also, this resume is not forged. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Start with Nico.
Bolt.
And Cameron.
The Rescuers Down Under.
The Rescuers Down Under is the correct answer.
I gotta watch that movie at some point.
It's not bad. I don't hate it. But with that, we move into your final question, as there are no perfect rounds here today. The final question is in Star Trek. How does Dr. Soren die in Star Trek Generations? And we will take a general answer. And now I will do the sign. Let me put the pen down so I can get ready. Okay, stretch a little bit. General answer. If you're wondering what all that cracking sound was, that was just my body because I'm 25 and I'm falling apart. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Cameron.
I couldn't remember because this movie is boring. Stabbed?
And Nico.
I just realized I got a lot of things mixed up from this movie. I just wrote the Nexus because I know that's a big plot point.
Both, unfortunately, incorrect. The correct answer is an explosion. He explodes with the missile he plants. It's a long thing. Don't watch it. It's fine. So, thus ends round number 1. Cameron in the lead, 8 to Nico's 4. As we move on to round number 2, Here's how round number 2 is going to work. It is the wheel round. We have a wheel with 8 fandom categories on it, as well as spinners and opponent's choice. Each player will get a spin at the wheel. If they like what they spin the first time, they can keep it. If they do not, they may choose to spin again. They will be forced to keep what they spin the second time. You will get 5 questions in the chosen category, each worth 2 points apiece, unless you would like to check out them, in which case they will only be worth 1. Be aware, be careful, stealing is available in this round. Cameron Holzmann, you are in the lead. Would you like to spin first or defer?
We will defer.
I see we defer.
All righty. Then defer you shall. Nico, by the way, I always forget this, but it seems like they knew it was on the wheel. Nico, your categories on the wheel today are Disney live action, MCU, scores and soundtracks, Disney animation, Star Wars, James Bond, Worlds of DC, and Why a Dystopia. Nico, this is your first spin. Lands on Disney live action. Would you like to keep that or spin again?
Probably a good idea to spin again.
Alrighty. You will have to keep this spin as it lands on Why a Dystopia.
This might not have helped.
All right. Well, great thing about round 2 is now we get to find out. Nico, are you prepared for your questions in the category of Why a Dystopia?
Maybe not.
Well, I'm going to ask you anyway. Your first question. Who plays Finnick Odair in the Hunger Games series?
Oh, shit. Multiple choice.
All right. Your multiple choice options is A, Theo James, B, Alexander Ludwig, C, Sam Claflin, D, Thomas Brody Sangster.
C?
That is correct for 1 point. Nico, your second question. When Triss first starts training in Dauntless, for what reason are her and Molly chosen to be the first ones to fight one-on-one?
Shit. Multiple choice.
Okay, your multiple choice options. Is it A, they are the largest and the smallest? B, they have become good friends? C, they were the first and last to jump into the Dauntless pit? Or D, they were the strongest and the weakest?
B?
B is incorrect. Cameron, chance for a 1 point steal. Is it A, they are the largest and the smallest? B, they have become good friends? C, they were the first and last to jump into the Dauntless pit? Or D, they were the strongest and the weakest?
C.
C is correct for the 1 point steal.
I was thinking like friendship makes you weak, so they got to have the Dauntless fight each other.
There. Your third question, Nico. How does Jansen die in the Death Cure?
Oh, crap. I need multiple again.
All right, your multiple choice options is A, shot, B, stabbed, C, eaten by cranks, or D, in a fire.
Oh, come on. Remember the scene. Shot?
That is incorrect. Cameron, chance for a 1 point steal. Is it A, shot, B, stabbed, C, eaten by cranks, or D, in a fire?
So I still haven't seen this movie. But I'll go with C because that was my gut instinct.
C is correct for 1 point.
Overthought it.
All right, Nico, your penultimate question in Why a Dystopia. What does PETA give to Katniss right before they kiss on the beach in Catching Fire?
I'm going to get knocked out again. I can feel it. Multiple choice.
All right, your multiple choice options is A, a shell, B, a pearl, C, a Mockingjay pin, or D, a bracelet. 5, 4, 3, 2.
I'll use my second repeat.
All right. That is Nico's second repeat. Your question again. What does PETA give to Katniss right before they kiss on the beach in Catching Fire? And your options are, is it A, a shell, B, a pearl, C, a Mockingjay pin, or D, a bracelet?
I want to say shell.
That is incorrect.
Motherfucker.
Cameron, chance for a 1-point steal. Is it A, a shell, B, a pearl, C, a Mockingjay pin, or D, a bracelet?
I believe it's a pearl.
Pearl is correct for a 1-point steal.
Because they made a functioning aquatic ecosystem in the Hunger Games.
Yes, they did. Nico, your final question in Why a Dystopia. Peter gives Evelyn weaponized gas that does what in Allegiant?
This doesn't help me mathematically, but I got to go multiple one more time.
All right. Your multiple choice options. Is it A, closes a person's airway, B, blinds people, C, makes people sick, or D, erases memory?
Repeat the options again.
Sure. Your options again. Is it A, closes a person's airway, B, blinds people, C, makes people sick, or D, erases memory?
B?
B is incorrect. Cameron, chance for a 1-point steal. Is it A, closes a person's airway, B, blinds people, C, makes people sick, or D, erases memory?
I'm hoping it lines up with the book and that it's the abnegation serum, so D, erases memory.
That is correct for a 1-point steal. And the end of Nico's round number 2. Nico gets his score up to 5, but with those steals, Cameron is now up to 12. So, Cameron, we will bring back your manager and the wheel for your spin at the wheel. And your first spin is away. Lands on Star Wars. Would you like to keep that or spin again?
We can spin again.
Keep it, you bitch.
Because that's like the one category that Nico would probably get like is most likely to get steals off us for. So we want to preserve this. So
all right, your second spin is away.
Give me Disney or give me death.
Your third spin is away.
There we go.
Son of- Well,
you can go multiple as many times as you want because we just need 4 for a KO.
Yep, I know. We're good.
All right. Cameron Holzmann, are you prepared for your questions in the category of Disney live action?
Yep.
Your first question. Bill Pullman and Robert Duvall have supporting performances in which Disney live action musical?
Newsies.
That is correct for 2 points. Your second question. In Christopher Robin, which character from the 100-Acre Wood does Christopher Robin have to save from floating down a river and over a waterfall upon first seeing them again?
Eeyore.
That is correct for 2 more points. As we get to your third question. The Rookie revolves around what sport?
Baseball.
That is correct for 2 more points. So here's where we are. If Cameron Holtzmann hits this next question for any point value, it will be a win via knockout. Cameron, your question. Which country does Artemis Fowl primarily take place in?
Ireland.
And your winner, by way of knockout, Cameron Holtzmann. The correct answer is Ireland, not the answer that was more correct than the other corrector. The correct answer was Ireland. So Cameron wins via knockout. It was very close in round number 1. Nico clearly got a category he did not want, and it was a category that Cameron was able to capitalize on and get some important steals in there. And then Cameron spun one of his best strengths. So real good day for Cameron, real unlucky day for Nico. We'll start by talking to Nico. Nico obviously didn't go the way you wanted today. I think that's just the way It happens sometimes, as I said, you got something you clearly didn't want, and then Cameron got something he clearly wanted very much. So, tough day. How you feeling?
This is a weird request, but can I get a one shot, please?
I suppose, but I can't promise it will be kept in the final edit. So let's see if I can do.
So this is not how I want it to go out, but this, unless a request I made behind the scenes to still be part of the season opener battle royal and the 2022 summer series tournament, this is, if those requests aren't met, then this is likely going to be the last time you see me competing in fandom fights for at least a year. When I began this whole trivia journey, it was very obvious that I was a wrestling / MMA guy living in a movie world. And I joined this community because I like the competition aspect. I mean, I do love movies, but my competitive juices is what brought me to this dance. And I needed something to fill a void that, because while I was in college, I couldn't really pursue my athletic dreams. So this was my substitute. And I realized how far behind I was compared to everyone else. And so I pushed myself as much as I possibly could to watch these movies and get all this information in my head. And you know what? It worked out. It worked out. I did actually compete for some titles. I did prove that like my ceiling was higher than a lot of people probably gave it credit for. Having said that, I have not watched a movie in at least a month and a half. And the reason for that is because like I am just not a cinephile. There are people in this the people who do well in this game are the people who just naturally love movies and will watch 3 movies a day just simply because they want to. I forced myself to try and be that, and it just did not feel right. I can do that with wrestling. I can do that with MMA. I cannot do that with movies the way I thought I could. And so for that reason, I am taking a hiatus from movie trivia competition to finally pursue my athletic career. Hopefully everything works out, and this isn't goodbye. This is just TTFN ta-ta for now. But I want to thank you guys for a great 4 years of doing this. You'll still see me around here and there for like mini games and stuff. But in terms of overall regular season competition, this is the last you will see me for Fandom Fight for a while. So thank you all. It's been fun. Cameron, congratulations. Take care.
All right. So looks like one of the OGs, one of the people who's been around for a while, Nico, will be taking at least an extended break. He didn't use the retired word, so we could potentially see a return of Nico in the future. But right now, let's get into our winner today, Cameron Holzmann. Cameron, you missed like 2 questions, I think, the whole time. Got every steal, swept round 2. Playing on top of your game. If you can keep this up into next year, you could be contending for a title very soon. How you feeling?
Yeah, like obviously I feel great. I put the work into Disney live action of all categories, but it keeps paying off, so we're gonna keep doing it. But no, this was good. I think just Nico got real unlucky on his spin, and I think that cutout at the beginning of round 1 might have shaken him up a bit. Like obviously, great game. It sucks to see you go for at least a little while, but yeah, no, I feel good. I'm excited. I don't know who I will possibly be playing in the Fatal 5-Way, but yeah.
I could give you all the names, but there's like 8 other names right now.
I
So
was
just
just saying,
look at the Summer Series tournament. Who did well? You can pick and choose from there. Scully, how do you feel about Cameron's performance today?
This was this is what makes Holtzmann so dangerous in fandom. You know, I mean, he has strengths that very few other players in this league are confident in. He is great in Disney live action, a category that only, the amount of people who I think have watched 90% of that category, you can count on one hand. YA, no one wants to touch YA. It's probably the one category people don't like to touch aside from maybe horror or Bond. Both those
Because they're
categories
bad and they're all 2.5 hours long.
true. But this is what makes him a title contender every part of every season of Fandom he's been in so far. So I think whoever else is in that Fatal 5-way, watch out, because Holzmann's going to come with his unconventional strengths, his well-rounded overall, and just knock it out of the park. So I'm excited to see how he does in this 5-way.
I'm gonna watch Nightmare and Bond eventually. I don't know when, and I don't know if I'll survive doing it, but I'm gonna watch them.
We just need Edgar Wright to put more Bond films into his films, and then you'll finally watch them.
No, fair. He's got some horror stuff. I watched some Edgar Wright recently. Cameron, great job today. We will see you very early on next year. And for everyone else, thank you to Nico. We wish you luck on your break. Thank you to Cameron. Thank you to Scully. And thank you to all of you for watching, checking out the match. It was certainly a fun time. But for right now, we'll see you next time on another exciting episode of I Found the Video Fandom Fights.
We are so glad you came. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye now. Bye. Bye-bye. Remember, please discard all candy wrappers and popcorn containers in the nearest trash receptacle. Thank you. Okay, bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye. Okay. Are they all gone? Is everybody gone? Huh?